Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Glamour Gadgets and Gaming by Leah. And guys, we've had another POCO launch today, and it's launched the much anticipated POCO X4 GT and the POCO F4 5G smartphones. I've been playing with both these smartphones for a couple of weeks now, and today in this video I'll be sharing a comparison between the all-new POCO F4 5G smartphone and Realme's latest smartphone, the GT Neo 3T. We'll talk about and compare detailed specs and features, some camera samples, gaming, 4K streaming, Antutu, Geekbench, speed and audio tests, and of course prices. I'll cover all the pros and cons I can think of on both these smartphones, which I hope will help you guys make a more informed decision on whether or not both or either of these phones are for you. I will leave the link for both these phones in the description box below if and when these are available, so you can go and check out and buy at your own leisure. And guys, I might be giving away one or both of these fantastic phones, and to help me decide which one, all you need to do is watch this video, answer some or all of the questions I might be asking, and basically after watching this video just share your thoughts in the comments below and merely follow me on my socials for the announcement very soon. And for those of you who want to see what comes in the box, be sure to check out my quick unboxing on YouTube Shorts, IG Reels and Stories, etc. Now, both these phones come in three fantastic colours. The POCO F4 5G comes in this night black, also in moonlight silver and nebula green, whilst the Realme GT Neo 3T comes in this tasty dash yellow, shade black and drifting white. The POCO F4 5G measures at 77mm thin and weighs 195 grams. In comparison, the Realme GT Neo 3T measures at 8.65mm thick and it weighs slightly lighter at 194.5 grams. And guys, although I like the colour options on both these smartphones, we have a plastic back with a nice matte finish on the Realme versus what feels like a glass back with a reflective glossy finish on the POCO, which does tend to attract noticeable smudge fingerprints. Now, both have a plastic frame going all the way around and the respective logos printed in small on the bottom left hand side of both phones. Both have reasonable sized camera bumps with a rectangular shape on the Realme and a squared shaped bump on the POCO. Both look and feel great in the hand, and the POCO does look and feel a little more solid and premium compared to the Realme. However guys, I am quite liking the unique design concept here at the back on the Realme GT Neo 3T, which Realme claims is inspired by the racing flags in auto racing, and the design represents sprint and victory. Now, for those of you who are into auto racing, I guess this one is definitely for you. So guys, which design and look do you prefer? Do let me know in the comments below. Now, here on the left, the POCO F4 5G has a volume rocker and a power button, which also integrates a fingerprint scanner. On the top, we have a mic, an IR blaster, and a single loudspeaker, which supports Dolby Digital. On the left, we have nothing, and at the bottom, we have a second mic, USB Type-C port, the second Dolby Digital loudspeaker, and a dual 5G SIM card tray.
This is Dolby Cinema. It's where the most advanced cinematic technology you've ever experienced begins. This is Dolby Cinema. It's where the most advanced cinematic technology you've ever experienced begins.
As for the Realme GT Neo 3T, on the right we have a power button and a single mic at the top, a single loudspeaker integrated in the earpiece, a volume rocker on the left, and here at the bottom we have a second mic, a USB Type-C port and the second loudspeaker. We also have a dual 5G SIM card tray, and unlike the POCO, we have an in-display fingerprint scanner on the Realme GT Neo 3T. Guys, both support fast and nippy fingerprint scanners, but which one do you prefer and why? The in-display on the Realme or the integrated with a power button on the POCO? Do let me know in the comments below. And for those of you who do not like to use fingerprint scanners, both phones do support pattern, pin and face unlock options too. And if you guys are wondering, we do not have micro SD card expansion support on either of these phones. However, we do have options. Now, the POCO F4 5G smartphone supports 6GB and 8GB LPDDR5 RAM with 128GB or 256GB plus UFS 3.1 storage. In comparison, the Realme offers 8GB LPDDR4 RAM with 128GB or 256GB UFS 3.1 storage. Now, both phones support dynamic RAM expansion technology, which enables us users to transfer extra RAM from the storage of the phone if need be. Now, whilst the POCO F4 5G comes with a 6.67-inch display, the display on the Realme GT Neo 3T is slightly smaller at 6.62 inches. Now, both support AMOLED 120Hz HDR Plus with 360Hz touch sampling rate, 2400 by 1080 Full HD Plus resolution with 5,000,000:1 contrast ratio and 1300 nits brightness peak, and both come with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. We have a selfie camera on the POCO here at the top center, whereas the one on the Realme can be found on the top left hand corner of the display. The POCO F4 5G also supports Dolby Vision and 360 degrees ambient light sensor. The displays on both these phones are large enough, bright and beautiful, with slim bezels going all the way around. I've equally enjoyed watching movies, browsing and gaming on both these devices without much noticeable differences or any complaints.
Target's inside. Tango down. Target's inside. Enemy contact. Need backup.
Hardpoint is ours.
Contact with enemy.
Hardpoint contested.
Contact with enemy. Changing mag.
Hardpoint identified.
Contact with enemy. Target's inside. Contact with enemy.
Now, the Realme UI 3.0 based on Android 12 offers a stock look, some great features, is customizable without much bloatware. As for the MIUI 13 based on Android 12 is good too. It offers plenty of multitasking capabilities, plenty of wallpaper and themes to choose from, cleaner and smoother experience, and overall both offer a fast and nippy user experience. We have a decent sized 4500 mAh battery on the POCO F4 5G smartphone, and it supports 67 watt turbocharging, which POCO have supplied in the box. And in my test guide, it took around 45 minutes for a 0 to 100% charge. And the Realme GT Neo 3T comes with a larger 5000 mAh battery powered by a massive 80 watt super dart charger, again which is provided in the box, and I found that this restored my battery capacity from 0 to 100% in around 25 minutes. Now, both these phones do not support wireless or reverse wireless charging. Both phones easily take under 45 minutes to fully charge from 0 to 100% and easily last around a day and a half from a single charge. 4500 or 5000 mAh battery capacity is always much welcomed. Both phones have not let me down when it comes to battery life. I've played plenty of games, taken some pictures and videos, streamed, browsed on Google, social media, downloaded apps, etc., and still found more than 35% juice remaining on both these phones the next day.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
Yeah. The POCO F4 5G and the Realme GT Neo 3T are powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 5G chipset with 7nm of manufacturing process, octa-core CPU, up to 3.2 GHz and Adreno 650 GPU. Both phones are powerful and stable, and I've enjoyed hours of lag-free gaming, streaming, browsing on both these phones. And guys, I've not noticed much heat up either on either of these phones thanks to the upgraded liquid cool technology 2.0 plus integrated in the POCO F4 5G smartphone, which allows for a cooler and faster CPU and keeps the phone at a decent temperature. And the stainless steel vapor cooling system plus integrated in the Realme GT Neo 3T smartphone. Now both these cooling systems are doing a great job in each respective phone, allowing for hours of gameplay, movie streaming, etc. without much noticeable heat up or lag. Although these are not the high-end flagship or even the fastest of phones around, both these offer an incredible user experience and are perfect for streaming 4K movies, graphical gaming, hours of browsing, fantastic pictures and videos, and everyday use. Both phones can handle almost anything you chuck at them. Now, both the POCO F4 5G and the Realme GT Neo 3T smartphones have an almost identical camera setup. Firstly, the POCO F4 5G here on the rear has a triple camera setup, a 64 megapixel main camera with OIS, and for those of you who need to know, that's optical image stabilization, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 2 megapixel macro camera lens. It also supports video in 4K 60 frames per second max resolution. And at the front we have a 20 megapixel selfie camera, which also records video in 4K 60 frames per second max. Now, as I said, the camera setup on both these phones is almost identical. The camera lenses are the same on the rear. The only difference is the 64 megapixel main sensor on the Realme GT Neo 3T does not support OIS but DIS, which is digital image stabilization. As for the selfie camera on the Realme GT Neo 3T, we have a 16 megapixel sensor, and again it records video in 4K 60 frames per second max. So guys, we have lots of different camera modes and filters on both the POCO and the Realme phones, including portrait, slow motion, video, time-lapse, night modes, etc. And I've tested and compared the cameras on both and in different lighting conditions. In my opinion, both output great photos with great colour, sharpness and contrast. Now check out the following photos and video samples in 4K 60 frames per second from both these phones and let me know in the comments which one tickles your pickle and why. They look half dead.
They do. mine have grown up to about there now.
Oh, nice.
So they're not very... There might be miniature ones, mightn't there?
Personally, I feel the 64 megapixel main camera sensor on both these phones has captured some stunning shots. There's so much colour, sharpness and detail, and as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, the picture and video quality from some of these budget to mid-range smartphones is definitely competing with some of the flagship smartphones out there, and I don't think some of us non-camera and photography professionals probably can't even tell the difference. What do you guys think? And before we summarise with Leah's pros and niggles, check out how both these phones fare in the Antutu, Geekbench and speed tests.
So in the Geekbench tests, both have sort of scored very similar. So the POCO F4 5G has scored 976 in single core, and the Realme GT Neo 3T has scored 995 in single core, so slightly higher than the POCO, but as you guys saw, the POCO was slightly faster. And as for the multi-core scores, the POCO has scored higher, considerably higher, so it scored 3,240, whereas the Realme GT Neo 3T has scored 2,747. If you want to compare these two to other phones, so both are very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G, and both phones have scored again very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G in the multi-core scores. Now check out the Antutu benchmark results for both. The results here speak for themselves, guys. And guys, as you can see, the POCO F4 5G smartphone has scored around 66,500, whereas in comparison, the Realme GT Neo 3T smartphone, which is again a 5G smartphone, has scored much higher at around 71,600. Now the scores are here in front of you guys. If the Antutu benchmark scores mean anything to you guys, here they are. Now check out the temperatures, guys. I know it's cooling down. So the POCO started at around 35.6 degrees and the Realme at 35.1. And as you can see, the temperatures of both phones are pretty similar. They both went up to around 41 degrees Celsius, which isn't too bad. So we'll do a quick speed test here. So the POCO F4 5G smartphone has scored 60.1 megabits per second download speed and 15.9 megabits per second upload speed. And let's move on to the Realme GT Neo 3T smartphone. And very similar to the download speed on the POCO F4 5G smartphone, the Realme GT Neo 3T 5G smartphone have also scored 60.8 megabits per second download speed, and slightly higher in the upload speed, we have 16.8 megabits per second upload speed. So very similar download and upload speeds in the speed tests.
So should you buy the POCO F4 5G or the Realme GT Neo 3T, and if so, which one? Well, I can't make that decision for you, but let's quickly go check out Leah's pros and niggles for both these phones, which I hope helps you make a more informed decision. Firstly, the pros for both these smartphones. Now, both offer beautiful, immersive 120Hz AMOLED displays. Both are powerful with the Snapdragon 870 chipset. The UI 3.0 and the MIUI 13 with Android 12 both offer a fun and pleasant user experience respectively. The 64 megapixel main sensor is fantastic. We have lots of colour, contrast and sharpness in all lighting conditions. Both offer efficient and effective cooling systems. Both support NFC, Bluetooth 5.2 and Wi-Fi 6. Now, separating the two smartphones and still looking at the pros, the POCO F4 5G offers IR blaster for those who find it useful and also supports dual Dolby digital speakers, which are loud, clear and immersive.
I was really starting to like you, Finny. I almost let you go.
In comparison, guys, the Realme GT Neo 3T offers a massive 5000 mAh battery and which easily lasts over a day. It also supports 80-watt super dart charger, which fully charges the phone in around 25 minutes. As for the niggles, guys, now please do not see these as major cons. I have really nitpicked here. I would have preferred OIS, so optical image stabilization, on the Realme GT Neo 3T. Also, I'm not a fan of the glossy fingerprint magnet back on the POCO F4 5G. Now, on both these phones, we do not have any wireless or reverse wireless charging. Both these phones do not offer micro SD expansion. Both these phones do not have a headphone jack. And guys, we do not have an IP rating on either of these phones. And although the niggles may feel like there's so much missing, there really isn't. I mean, not even some of the high-end flagship smartphones offer us a headphone jack or micro SD expansion or reverse wireless charging or even OIS. And guys, if I really had to choose one phone between these two, I guess I'm finding the Realme GT Neo 3 slightly more durable. The bigger battery and faster charging capabilities do meet my needs too. However, it is a real tough one, as in my user experience, both phones have not disappointed. I mean, I really do appreciate the dual Dolby digital speakers and support on the POCO F4 5G. Can you guys choose between the two? Let me know in the comments and do tell me why. Both the POCO F4 5G and the Realme GT Neo 3T are all-rounder phones, fantastic mid-range smartphones offering power and performance, fantastic specs and features for a decent price point, and I guess are great for anyone on a tight budget or even for those who are not. These make a perfect second phone too for those of you who, like myself, always need that backup phone. Once again, do check out the links in the description box below for these phones. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Before you go, do look and listen out for the giveaway on my socials coming your way very soon. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know by hitting that like button. Don't forget to comment, share and subscribe. Tell your friends about me too and hit that bell icon above and follow me on my socials to be notified of my upcoming videos, giveaways, etc. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Till the next one, take care, stay safe, bye.
Contact with enemy! Enemy contact! Need backup! Contact with enemy! Target's inside! Enemy down! Contact with enemy!
Hardpoint identified. Hunter killer drone deployed. Hardpoint locked down.
Contact with enemy!
Hardpoint contested.
I'm not sure if I'm...
Hard hostiles have captured.
Whoa.
Contact with enemy! Enemy contact! Target's inside!
Hardpoint is ours.
I'm kind of like struggling on the
Target's
phone.
inside!
Not really.
Enemy contact!
Whoa.
Target's inside!
Missile awaiting orders.
Right.
Enemy in sight. Enemy contact! Enemy contact! Contact with enemy!
Hardpoint identified.
Ooh.
Target's inside! Target's inside! Target's inside! Need backup!
Predator missile inbound.
Enemy contact! Enemy down! Contact with enemy! Tango down! Enemy contact! Target down!
Hardpoint locked down.
Reloading!
Hardpoint contested.
Enemy contact.
Keep on them. We're winning. Hardpoint contested.
Enemy! Enemy contact!
UAV recon ready for deployment.
Reloading! Enemy contact! Target in sight! Contact with enemy! Enemy contact! Headshot! Target down! Target's in sight! Oh. Contact with enemy!
Ready for deployment.
Contact with enemy! Target's in sight!